Guys, Chris McIntosh coming to you from Spokane, Washington. I started to do a live feed on our tip, real estate tip for the day. And this real estate tip is getting real. And real estate investing can be an awesome business. I love being in real estate. So much you can do with real estate investing. I'm gonna move a little bit closer because I don't know if my voice is carrying there. But real estate can allow you a lot of freedom. You're creating independence for yourself. You're creating legacy for your family. But there's some downfalls, some pitfalls to investing in real estate. And one of the downfalls, one of the pitfalls, is you are dealing with people that don't have the same vision, goals, dreams that you have, and of bettering their lives. Even though you try to help people as much as possible, sometimes you can't help those that won't help themselves. So this property is a perfect example of that. This was an opportunity that I offered for someone to get into to actually buy this house from me on seller financing, and I gave very favorable terms, and that ended up not working out for the tenant in this property. And so I was like, okay, let's not worry about you buying the house. Just pay your rent on time. If you do that, I'll let you stay in the house, and just be a tenant. And so that went on for about a year, but just always late and not paying, to where eventually the tenant just stopped paying completely. And so when that happens, they can't stay. Unfortunately, I even created a document in my lease package that says if you don't pay, you don't stay. And I just want to make it very clear that I will proceed with an eviction with a tenant if they don't stay. So what I want to show you though is kind of the downside of humanity, of working with tenants that don't have any drive for life. I don't know. I just don't get it. And what I mean by that is, even though they don't technically own this home, they live in this home, and you would think that they would make the place that they live somewhat livable. But they haven't. So the first thing I want to talk about is the reality of if you don't pay, you don't stay. So the sheriff was here today, and I gave this tenant plenty of notice that they're going to move. I'm going to bring the sheriff in, and they're getting evicted. They went through the system, evicted them legally, gave them lots of opportunity. They haven't paid in 3 months. I just started the eviction a month ago. So you hear these horror stories of landlords saying, oh, I have this tenant, I can't get out of the property. Well, they can't get them out of the property because they don't follow the legal procedures to get them out. So I could have got this tenant out 3 months ago had I made it a priority. Now, I've been really busy with other parts of my business, so I didn't make it a huge priority. But once I did, I think it was like 28 days that, from start to finish, that I got possession back of this property. You just got to follow the system and know what the system is. And I think that's why being part of a community is so critically important, so that you can get advice and know what to do and learn from other people's mistakes, learn from my mistakes. So what happens is they don't pay, they don't stay. You go through the eviction process, the sheriff shows up, knocks on the door, and they have 5 minutes, 10 minutes to move all their stuff out. They get what they can, and then I hire a crew to move the rest of their stuff out. So that's what's happening. So if you are a tenant and is not paying your rent, this is what will happen to you. All of everything that you own, if you get evicted, will be moved out of the home that you live in onto the public sidewalk. And then it becomes a free-for-all for anybody in the neighborhood to pick through and take if you as a tenant don't come back and get it. When you go through an eviction, you cannot go onto the property to retrieve your personal property because you're trespassing. That's what an eviction does. It's a trespass warrant against you. You cannot go onto the property. So let's go ahead on inside, and I'll show you what we have to deal with now. So I got a good crew of guys in here that are, yes, sir. that I've hired to just come in and get everything out as quickly as possible, so I can get this thing put back into service again. You find some interesting things when you're doing an eviction. Some pretty cool artwork. Not really sure what this is.
Looks like an old Spider-Man or Deadpool.
Yeah. And this must be a little bit of something to...
That's you shake on your spaghetti. That's oregano, isn't it?
Oregano, yeah, there we go. We got some oregano.
We got a whole bunch of that downstairs, I think.
Yeah. So this is how they, how they live. It's pretty filthy. Unfortunately, they have no respect for themselves or where they live. This
That goes into the other bedroom.
goes in the bedroom.
It's. I think you can only point it from another door.
All right, let's go.
No, I think their bed is up against that,
Oh, okay.
quite possibly. So, Chris, what do we do with the live animals? Barbecue out back?
Well, I'm going to allow them to get their animals.
Okay.
If they'll come back and get them. If they don't, then I will donate them to,
To one of the-
they'll be one of the last things that we'll take out and we'll
things.
donate it to somewhere. Let's move down here just to give you an idea of how these guys treated my home, the home that they're living in.
This looks like a little girl's room.
Here's the saddest part about this business is, the adults in the house, they can make the choice and decision to live however they want, but the kids, they have no choice in how they live. And here we got this little kids room, and it's just really sad that kids live like this in this mess.
It's okay, all the rooms look like this. This is what they're teaching their
Right.
children.
But the parents,
Oh,
kids are.
I think this is the parents' room.
Oh, we got
Oh,
it shows there. Okay, so the parents are living. The kids are living like the parents. This is how the.
Chris, I'm gonna